GGRC.
Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of GGRC. I'm RC, and normally in this empty chair back here is my co-pilot co-host Sushi. He's around here somewhere, he's been patrolling. Definitely check out another video if you want to see him. However, today we are checking out Fungeon. Now, this came to me fairly recently, earlier this week, and I gotta say, I judged this game a little unfairly in the beginning. That is to say, when I saw the screenshots and I watched, or rather when I saw the screenshots, and what was displayed on the page for this game, I was kind of like, eh. And then I watched an actual video of the gameplay for it, and I was like, okay, this looks pretty fun. And now that I've actually played about 20 minutes of it, I can confirm that Fungeon is actually a fun game. I'm having a pretty good time with it. Word of note though, this game is only $2 on Steam, so because of that, I can't imagine that this is a very long game. So, since we're only about 20 minutes into it, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to clear my save here. And what we're going to do is just start from scratch so you guys can get a quick idea of what this is all about. It's going to be a very quick video because I don't want to show off too much of it depending on how long this game actually is. But regardless, let's jump in to the Fungeon. So you play as this girl here. And basically, what you do is you jump around. As you can see here, you press A to jump. So here you go. Jump over the spikes, right? Now, here you have two options. You could either climb the ladder and go over. However, you could also belly bounce off of the bad guys there, jump over. Love the little bounce sound effect as well. Now, you're going to find these little treasure chests all over the place. Ah, a gem. But I'm not completely sure what those do. I'm assuming that, they're obviously for collecting's sake, but I'm not really sure what they actually offer the gameplay or not. But what this game reminds me of, earlier this year, the release that came out, Celeste. Now, for those of you who haven't played Celeste, it's very similar to this in that every time you go to a new panel and it shifts over, the game automatically saves, and if you die, you start right from that panel. So every room is basically like its own puzzle. Okay, so what we want to do here is we actually want to make sure that this guy doesn't see us and jump over. If at any point you jump into those brown dudes, there we go, jump up there, they will absolutely murder you. If they see you, they will blow the horn, and they will run after you. You can see the guy down on the bottom is actually like going down the ladder, doing his best to try to get over at me. Here we go, we can use these ledges and jump up over. Now, one of the interesting things about this game, you'll see, obviously the pixelated girl on screen is very tiny, right? And because of that, the controls are a bit strange as well. And I don't mean strange in that, they don't work right or anything like that, but more in that they feel very quick. Like, you gotta be very quick. Like, for example, she can wall jump, but you gotta be very quick when you do it, because she will slide down super quick. So this game is all about quickness. So it's something to keep in mind when you're playing this. One of the things I think is really fun down here too is that this guy is patrolling here, and if you ever get to the point where he may see you, you can actually jump in these pots and hide, which is pretty fun. Oh, there we go. I was gonna jump off that guy's belly, but it didn't work out. I've also noticed that jumping on this ledge and then trying to get up and over sometimes is a little wonky too. I remember dying a couple times trying to deal with that area, and it was a little annoying. So you actually have two ways that you could get up this way, too. You could actually do the whole wall jumping thing. There you go. There's death. Start over right here. So you could do it like that, and then just jump over. But, of course, we could hide in the pot, too. I kind of feel like we should hide in the pot just so I could show that off here. So here's the guy patrolling. We'll sneak up here. Jump in the pot. Her head's still kind of sticking out, which is kind of cute, but I still don't know how this guy doesn't see her. So there you go. We've snuck past successfully. Now, one of the things that I do think is odd about this game is that there are no Steam achievements whatsoever. I was really thinking that when I was, grabbing all of these chests here. Oop. There we go. Get up there first. That I was going to get some achievements or whatever, and then I come to find out I looked at the menu and there are none. This game is one of those games that would desperately I feel like it's in desperate need of, I can't speak tonight, of some achievements See, jumping off these ledges is always a little weird. Alright, so you can see that the levels here are already starting to get a little bit more complicated. One of the things I noticed, though, is that, you know, they'll put a bunch of guys up in your area there. You know, if you wanted to climb the ladders and everything like that. I'm just kind of like, why would I deal with that when I could just easily, like, wall jump right up past all that? Maybe a distraction? I'm not sure. So whenever the guys are stationary and you push one of those blocks down, that's when they're going to start patrolling. So you gotta... This is really cool because it actually introduces you to that whole idea here. Basically showing you, like, hey, further levels, you're probably going to have to... you know, use that to your advantage to actually make the guys start patrolling so you can get past them, which I have had to do in certain screens here. There we go. We're going to do some more wall jumping. As long as you get used to the wall jumping, some of these areas are very, very easy. Jump up here. Alright, we got to get over here quick. Hide. Like I said, quickness, name of the game. Climb up here, wait for him to turn around. Oh, didn't want that guy to see us. There we go, we just got eaten. I'm assuming she gets eaten. I mean, that's why they got pots around, right? So while speed is definitely your friend in this game, patience is also your friend. Sometimes, you know, you're going to make that split decision to just go up the ladder and get the hell out of wherever you're at. But sometimes it's smarter to just kind of wait. See, he's going to turn back around. So we got to wait for this guy to patrol over. And then wait for him to look the other way and for him to patrol back the other way. So we'll be alright here in a second. Now, from what I've seen in videos, especially their trailer that they have, this game looks like it gets really, really tough. You're going to be doing, as I said, that this game, I can't help but compare it to Celeste. But it's going to do some of that, like, real crazy stuff where you're going to do wall jump, wall jump, wall jump, hit a switch, wall jump onto a platform, platform crumbles, jump to another ledge. It's going to be a lot of that kind of stuff. So you really got to sort of, you know, get some strategy in place before you hit certain jumps later on in the game, it would seem. Here we go. Now, this also seems like one of those games that was kind of built for speedrunning as well. So if you're a fan of speedrunning games or a fan of watching them, I could definitely see this taking off as like a big speedrunning game for certain communities, you know? Alright, so we're going to push this down. That guy is going to now patrol. Or no, it just wakes him up. If we push it over again, then he'll patrol. But at this point, we might have to wait for him to... Oh no, he's far enough away. Even if he sees us, we can... We'll be okay. Oh, that was not a good jump. So I would say, like, I guess one of my biggest critiques of this game is, while I'm having fun with it, like I said, the controls are a little too quick for me. At times they seem kind of annoying, like the wall jump especially. Once you get used to it, it's not too bad, but at first it's a bit of a learning curve to get used to it. I wonder if this guy will actually see me from that far away. I'm sure he would. But one of the other things, too, is just like how small the sprite is. Oh, yeah, there's no way I'm getting through that. We'll just restart this one. If you were playing this in any kind of a windowed mode, or like a small resolution, like even if you were playing this in like 720p or something like that, I feel like that would be a little bit of a detriment to the experience. Alright, let's see here. Okay, we're gonna wall jump, I think. Nope, we're gonna jump in the spikes. Yeah, did it again. See, that's the kind of thing I'm talking about there, too, is like, there's no real... Yeah, there's no real animation or clue to show you that you're actually touching the wall until you actually jump. Then you see the smoke. You see the, or not the smoke, but the dust. Then you see the dust kick up. But you don't see that dust kick up until you actually jump. Would be nice if you had some sort of clue that you are actually touching the wall, because sometimes you might be like just a little bit away from the wall and you hit jump and she doesn't do anything. So that gets a little bit frustrating. Alright, we're going to jump here. We're going to walk quietly by this guy. The screen feels like one of those like pity screens that they threw out to you just to be a bit easier. But I do think we are about where I left off before. It's what, like I said, it's definitely one of those games where once you spend time with it and get used to the controls and that kind of thing, you're gonna be able to breeze through this a lot quicker than you did before. We're gonna grab that. Wait for him to look the other way. We'll finish this screen. I think we'll do a couple more screens though, because I think you guys kind of get the idea. Let's see here. But despite the graphics being really tiny, you know, you're just playing as this tiny little girl here. Despite that kind of thing, I am having fun with it. For a $2 game, you could really do a hell of a lot worse, is the way I feel about it. All right, I feel like I gotta do a quick wall jump off of this because I don't think I'd be able to. There we go. Oh, you know what? No, I did this wrong. Let's do this one more time. I gotta actually push that brick down so that guy starts patrolling. We gotta get him walking first. There we go. So the reason I talk about the size of the graphics and stuff like that, though, is because this looks like the kind of platformer that would be really enjoyable on the Switch. Feels like a perfect Switch game. But the characters are just so small, and if you were to be, you know, playing the Switch portably on that smaller screen, as nice as the Switch screen is, it just, I feel like, would be a huge issue. At least for me it would be. My eyes are not what they used to be, you know? It's just how it is. Alright, jump over here. I definitely remember doing this screen. It's one of the few screens here that I know I left off at. We gotta push this down and just drop with it. There we go. And that's right. I think this is the one I left off on because I wasn't sure if I actually got past this one or not. You gotta do something where you actually push that down, drop, then they all start patrolling. Yeah, and I was not able to get that chest. That's a tough one to get over to. I'd be more inclined to grab those chests if there were some achievements saying, like, you know, oh, get an achievement for getting 5 treasures, get an achievement for getting all treasures, you know, that kind of stuff. Wait for him to pass here. It's a long wait. Here we go. See ya. But, yeah. There you go, everybody. I think that's a pretty good look at this game. Like I said, from what I've seen in videos, this does get a lot harder as you go, but as of right now, I'm having a good time with it. Like I said, the controls are a little strange, and the pixels with the girl and everything. If you're playing this on a big screen monitor or a big screen TV, I feel like this is perfect. You're not going to have any problem with it. But if you're playing this on a smaller monitor, a smaller resolution, even at like 720, I feel like it might be kind of an issue. So just something to think about there. But regardless, like I said, for $2, I mean, this is quite a deal for a game. There's a lot of good artwork here. It has, you know, some fun puzzles and some fun screens that you have to try to figure out here. It's a good time. I'm having fun with it. But there you go, everybody. GG. I'll see you all next time.
GRC.